Hey guys, welcome back. I got another little update. This one's a little bit different though. It's not just about Ellie, it's about Henry too. But I thought that I'd kind of talk about Henry a little bit because we don't talk about him too much other than he's a handful, which I need to give him a little bit more credit than that. So, first of all, we'll start with Ellie. She starts ABA next week, and we're going to start off kind of slow and go from a couple days a week, and we're going to work up to 5 days a week for an hour and a half to 2 hours a day, Monday through Friday, basically. So I'm super excited to start that and see how she does in it, and I'm glad we're starting slow. Something new that she's been doing, or maybe not new, but she's been doing more frequently, is requesting stuff. And not like with like the cards that I was trying to use, which by the way isn't working for me. I know a lot of people use the PEC system, which is the cards, or like their picture cues. They can hand them to you to like request stuff. But honestly, it just, like, with everything going on, I tried to do it, and I really, really want it to work, but it's not working right now. But Ellie is requesting some stuff. So she'll go and, like, if she wants a drink, she'll go and grab a cup, and she'll put it in my hand, asking me for a drink. If she's hungry, sometimes she'll grab a plate and put it in my hand, which is super cool. I like that she's requesting. She's only requesting with, like, food stuff. Like, she'll ask me to open like a gummy wrapper or like crackers or something, but she's not really requesting to like play with toys and stuff, or to like play together, which is something I'm hoping ABA will kind of help her work on. She does do joint play, like her teacher comes over and they do like joint play, and I guess on Wednesday she did pretty good with joint play. I think she's getting better at it. But that is something that she will be working on too. That's all for Ellie. I mean, she's doing great. She's doing good. But we'll talk about Henry for a little bit. So I'll start, so when Henry was 2, I noticed that he wasn't really talking like a typical 2-year-old, and the tantrums were getting more frequent and more excessive, I guess is the best way to put it. He's difficult to say the least. So I did notice that he wasn't really talking, so I was like, all right, I'll wait a few more months and just see kind of like where it went, where it goes, if it progresses, and it didn't. So I started him in early intervention for speech. They tested him, and he was lacking, I think I've mentioned this before, but he was lacking in his expressive. And I think there was one other that he was lacking in, but I can't remember exactly what it was. Anyways, when they transitioned into preschool, they have to have another evaluation done to see what services they qualify. Something's funny back there. I hear you. They have to qualify through the school district, so they do their own testing. And when they did that testing, he scored like lower than when we did the testing through early intervention. So I went back a couple times and had him tested, and the results came back yesterday, and he has 2 diagnoses, which is developmental delay and communication disorder. I kind of knew something was up. I just didn't know what or how to help him. So, and also, they don't think that he has autism, but that's not off the plate yet, just because, like, it could eventually be that, but right now, like, developmental delay and communication disorders is more spot on with him. He doesn't show many of the markers for autism. I think there's only 2 that he shows, and that's he's just really like rigid with his play. He doesn't really interact with he has his own way of playing, and he doesn't really interact with other people playing with him. And then the other thing is transitions. He's terrible at transitions. He hates leaving somewhere. He hates going from one thing to the other. And those are the only like autism markers that he has. Other than that, like he has great eye contact, and he does like pretend play. Like he in my opinion, I don't think he has autism. A lot of the therapists don't think he has autism. They just think that they just don't want to take it off the plate yet, which makes sense. And I don't either, because Ellie has it, and it wouldn't surprise me if later down the road that ended up being a diagnosis. But for now, it's developmental delay and communication disorder. And because he scored so low in cognitive and social emotional, he qualifies for developmental DD services, developmental disability services, which is the same thing Ellie's on, that I got her on when she was diagnosed with autism. He'll just get it for a different reason. It's not autism, it's the other things. So I have been dealing with all of that, and just trying to wrap my brain around all that. I think that honestly his diagnosis was a little bit more hard on me than Ellie's was, and I think that's only because with Ellie, we've had like hearing loss when she was born. Like there's been things going on with her like her entire life, and so like when we got that autism diagnosis, it was just like another thing that we were dealing with. With Henry, I don't know what it is, but like it hit me a lot harder that he has disabilities than Ellie's disabilities. But I don't know how else to explain like how that was different. Like you would think that Ellie's autism, her severe autism diagnosis would have been like crazy, and it would have hit me really hard, but it didn't. It was Henry's that hit me really hard. He's a hard toddler. He's hard to deal with, and Robert and I struggle daily with trying to parent him, period. Our other kids, we are a breeze, and it's just hard. And I don't know how else to explain to people like how difficult and frustrating it can be to parent him. But he's also like the sweetest kid, and he's so cute, and he can be really nice. And like today, for instance, we went to therapy, and it was polar opposite from last week. Last week when we left, well, first of all, when we went in, he didn't want to go in and see his therapist. He didn't want to play. He didn't want to do anything. Once we got him in there and got him calmed down, I went in with Ellie and her therapist, and did her stuff. And then when we were ready to leave, Henry was not ready to leave. He didn't just do his normal screaming fit stuff. He had a complete meltdown. He was hiding under the desks. He was screaming, and it was very loud, very like it was just awful. And it took me a long time to get him out of the door and into the car. I had to have one of the therapists help me carry Ellie out so I could deal with Henry to get him in the car. This week, he was in a great mood. We went in, and he went right back with his therapist, played, had a grand old time. And when we were ready to go, he was ready to go, and he just wanted to go, and he was just fine. No screaming, no crying, no fussing, no nothing. So it's just like, what what day is going to be a good day and what day is going to be a really bad day. And there's never a middle area with him. It's either he has a really good day or he has a really, really bad day. So, and more often than not, it's a really bad day, which is unfortunate. But I'm hoping that when I get him on developmental disability services, they can help pay for more therapies, because let's face it, 30 minutes of speech therapy once a week is not enough for him. He needs more help. And as much as I work with him and Ellie, like during the day with playing and just, trying to work with him and her, I'm just a mom. I'm not a doctor or a therapist or anything like that. So I can only do so much, and I feel like he definitely needs more than I can give him. As soon as that's all taken care of and caught up, which I need to call and get that started and get the appointment and all that started, I'm going to try to get him more help. And I'm wondering if ABA will also work with Henry. I know that most of the time it's done for autism, but I feel like ABA as a whole and like what they do and try to accomplish with children will be very beneficial for Henry. Thing is, I don't know if my insurance will approve for him to go, so we'll have to figure that all out when that time comes. But anyways, that's the update. Henry and Ellie, my other kids are doing great. Charlie got A's and B's on his report card. Annabelle pretty much got straight A's. They don't do A, B, C in grade school, but she basically got all A's. She's doing really well. JD's doing good, but he does need a little bit of help in his writing. Anyways, we're working on some stuff at home with him to help him catch up a little bit, because he's a little bit lacking in a few areas. So, but nothing that we can't tackle at home with a little bit more assistance or help for him. And then that's all for the kids. Yeah, Robert and I are doing good. He got a promotion, sort of, kind of. It's very complicated, but good things. He's going back to school too, to get his master's degree. So yeah. But anyways, I hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I know it's been a while since I posted. I think it was before Thanksgiving that I posted a video. But I hope you guys had a good holiday. And if I don't post another video before Christmas, I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas. I know we will. And if you like the video, go ahead and like it, give it a thumbs up or whatever, and do all that stuff you're supposed to do when you watch YouTube videos. Yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye. See this static? Okay. Can't even.